We have a Lexus ES 330, same motor that's in the Avalon, Toyota Highlander, Toyota V6, Lexus RX 330, and a few others. This particular one has a mount. I'm sure it is on all the rest of these that have the 3.3 in the front engine mount, and this one is worn. It was really moving a lot when with the car in gear. So here's the replacement. And the only reason I'm making this video is because of how ridiculous it is to get the thing out of there, and there was no information that I could find online. So if somebody has a better version of this, then feel free to post, but give you a walkthrough of what I did to get it out of there. Okay, the first step are those 3 holes there on the bottom on that cross member. The nuts are accessible from the bottom and they're 15mm. You have to remove those. There's a nut on the top, or I'm sorry, it's a bolt on the top of the mount, okay, and that's right there. You got to take out. So you put a jack underneath the motor. I actually have it on the transmission just to support it and raise it up just a little bit. But then there's no room to work on this vehicle. You cannot maneuver it out of there. So the only way that I figured out how to do it is to remove the radiator fan. But to do that, it's pretty involved, so that'll be the next step. You have to remove, there's a black cover right here on the ground. You have to remove that from this area. There's just little tiny push clips. This is what they look like. You just push the center and then the whole thing pops out. You get those out. And the reason I had to do all this is because there's a wire that came underneath this cross member right here and plugs in back here, and you have to push it out, and it's this wire right here. Okay, these are the 2 that are easily, you can disconnect right by the headlight, and then there's also one down on the bottom of the radiator. It's a sensor of some sort. So once you get those wires out, you have to take these are 10mm bolts. There's 2 of them and 2 of them here. You take this and then you can loosen the radiator enough to get the fan out, and make sure that prior to taking off that hose there for the top radiator, you got your drain pan down there. It's going to lose a little bit of coolant, not much. But after that, you can take it out, and that top housing for the air inlet comes right out if you take that cover off. Those clips all come off together. So the key is really just loosening up the radiator so you can get the fan out, so you can get your engine mount out, because that's all we're really trying to do is replace that little thing. You also have to remove there's 3 vacuum hoses. There's 2 here, 1 on the top. While this unit's in the car, you have to remove those. Just push them off gently with a screwdriver, and then there's an electrical connector. This whole thing switches over to the new unit. So make sure you are ginger with that. And those vacuum lines actually run up. Well, there are 2 lines right here, and those are intertwined with that thing. So be careful when you're pulling on everything that you realize that there may be something still attached. I found that to be true with the fan shroud. That one connector down there, I didn't realize it was still connected. So, but the hardest one to get out is that one underneath here. Make sure that you're careful when you push in on that, because you have your condenser right there.